Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If it is your first time here, thank y'all so much for coming to hang out in my little bitty corner of YouTube. I am forever grateful for you guys. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, is going to be a chatty get ready with me. I'm basically just gonna sit down with you guys. I'm gonna put just a pretty simple makeup look on today, nothing crazy. I'm basically just coming to kind of gossip with you guys, just have some girl talk, just hang out, and I'm just gonna also be doing makeup to, you know, keep it on brand, keep it on theme, right? And I am going to kind of be showing you guys like my updated makeup routine. I'm going to be using some new products, some favorites, some oldies that I've been using forever. But the season is changing. It's getting incredibly hot here in Texas. So my makeup routine has changed slightly, and I figured I'd sit down and just talk about that with you guys while also talking about some hot topics in pop culture. I figured that would be fun. You know, we've got the Johnny Depp trial going on. We've got some shady business happening with McGrath Labs. We've got some more shady business happening with Morphe. And we've got some stuff happening with James Charles. And we're going to talk about it. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, talking about pop culture, talking about YouTube drama, talking about our updated makeup routine to combat this hot, terrible, awful 100-degree weather coming our way here in Houston, then stick around because that's what we're doing. So let's get into the video, y'all. Okay, well, we're just gonna get right into it. The foundation that I'm going to be using today is a foundation that I actually picked up at TJ Maxx, and I really liked it. It's from the brand W7. It's like Legend Lasting Wear Foundation. So tell me, you guys, how many of you are watching the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial? Your girl has been watching it non-stop. My camera keeps like cutting off on me. I don't know what that's about, but I have been watching the Johnny Depp trial since it started. I've been watching it just on YouTube. I've mostly been watching Emily D. Baker. I will link her down below. I'm hoping it's Sunday afternoon. I'm hoping I can film and edit this today, all today, and then upload this specific video in the morning, because I'm talking about the trial and I'm talking about Emily, and I want to link her down below. She doesn't need my help supporting her channel. She's very successful here on YouTube, and I think that she's really fun. And I don't really know much about law, so like it's cool like watching her explain everything, and it's a good time. It's a good time. She calls her subscribers law nerds. It's a good time. It's fun. But I'm really excited for the remainder of the case. You know, obviously this is the last week, so that's pretty stressful. I'm sure if I feel stressed about it, I'm sure they're super stressed about it. But I'm very excited for cross-examination. You know, they're Johnny's team. I think her name is Camila Vasquez. She's going to be the one who is doing cross-examination on Amber Heard. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out. I really wonder if they're going to bring up the Milani compact thing, you know, how her lawyer, I forget the female lawyer's name on Amber Heard's team. I cannot think of her name. In her opening argument, she said it's this compact. This is the one that Amber Heard carried in her purse to cover up all the bruises that Johnny Depp was putting on her face or wherever during their marriage, and the compact didn't even freaking exist yet. For concealer, I'm going to go ahead and use the Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Magic Touch Concealer. I have it in the shade 1. So I am going to go ahead and set my under eyes really quickly because I do just feel the shine. I am going in with the Fenty Beauty translucent setting powder. I'm not using translucent, I'm using butter. Another makeup company that has spoke out on behalf of Amber Heard is L'Oreal. So she is a brand ambassador. Amber Heard is a brand ambassador for L'Oreal. And obviously people are upset that she has not been removed as a brand ambassador for L'Oreal. They're upset, and rightfully so. I definitely do not plan on purchasing any L'Oreal items until she is removed as a brand ambassador. I just think that's absolutely ridiculous. Every time I or you buy a L'Oreal product, Amber Heard gets money. I don't think I've ever seen Amber Heard be involved in anything with L'Oreal, like a commercial wise, but again, I don't watch too much TV, so I don't know. Maybe I just have missed those commercials. But yeah, either way, I just can't support a brand who will continue to employ someone like Amber, you know? So if you would like to stop purchasing L'Oreal as well, there's like a huge petition online. L'Oreal made a statement. I took a screenshot. I'll post their statement right here for you guys to see really quickly. You know, some people aren't going to care. Some people are on Amber Heard's side, but some people, I think the majority of people, are going to be pretty annoyed that their money that they're spending on L'Oreal products are in turn going into Amber Heard's bank account. That they're not going to be okay with that. The adding powder takes that insane wet looking shine away. Now we're looking a little bit more matted down and normal. I love this powder and it smells delicious. So for eyes, recently I've just been doing something super simple. I've really been using this Gone Matte by ColourPop. This palette is absolutely amazing. It has every color that you'll ever need in your entire life. It has every color that you'll need in your entire life. And I've been pairing that palette with this Sugar Crystals palette by Violet Voss. It's a really, really fun palette. I'm pretty sure I got this in a BoxyCharm, and I've just been dipping into this middle row. They're all shimmer shades, and I've just been dipping in. You can see I really gravitated towards the purpley one, and this lighter green one is also really fun. I just go in and I just pop that on a lid. So I don't have every single nitty-gritty detail right in front of me because I'm just not a reporter like that. But I do want to gossip. I want to shoot the shit. And I want to talk to you guys about Morphe. And if you think that this is a big deal, or if you're just like, people are just being haters, get over it and get on with your life. I want to hear what you guys think. First though, I am going to grab my first shade. I'm going to be using the shade called The Cuddles. It's this shade right here. Looks like this. Can you guys see it? I don't know. Yeah, there you go. I'm just going to be using a Morphe, kind of like a large blender brush. I'm just going to get it in that crease. Okay, but Morphe. There's currently a lawsuit, an active lawsuit against Morphe. Someone has brought it to the court's attention that Morphe is selling pressed pigments that are not eye safe. And they've done this in the James Charles palette. And I believe the story goes that someone or enough people have experienced some level of discomfort or irritation, either not so much when using the eyeshadow palette, but when it comes to removing the eyeshadow, they would experience, you know, pull and tug of their eyelid. They would, you know, rub their eyelid raw. They would still experience staining. You know, all the stuff that happens when you use a pressed pigment. I know I've used dozens of pressed pigments, and yeah, those reds, the purples, the deeper toned colors, yeah, they absolutely stain your eye. Sorry, my mom called and it threw my brain way off track. Maybe it's because I watch YouTube, and you learn a lot whenever you watch other people, whether it be people who are just makeup enthusiasts, people who are makeup professionals. You learn a lot. And so somewhere within the past 4 years, I would say, maybe 5 years now, I learned that pressed pigments are not the same as eyeshadows. And that there are certain ingredients either not in them or in them that make them not safe for your eyes. Is it because it's Morphe that people are pissed? Like, screw Morphe. Like, Morphe is shady for sure. But when it comes to the pressed pigments, a lot of brands do that. So I just kind of feel like this is a petty thing for someone to sue Morphe. If you're gonna sue Morphe for the pressed pigment situation, then you have to sue everyone for the pressed pigment situation, because all brands use pressed pigments and all of them stain your eye. But let me know what y'all think about that down in the comments. Do you care that the eyeshadow or the pressed pigments stains the eyelid? Do you care that Morphe and James didn't disclose of the pressed pigments maybe the way that they should have? Do you feel like it was handled properly? Do you feel like you have a good understanding what pressed pigments are? Whenever a brand says these are eyeshadows, these are pressed pigments, you know exactly what that means and what you're getting yourself into when you use a pressed pigment. I personally feel like I do. So I think today I'm actually going to use a shimmer that I haven't used before. I'm going to go in with Lemon Drop right here. It's really pretty. What? She the one. We're going to do that. But speaking of James Charles, we're going to talk a little bit more about James, and then I swear we'll get off the James train. I was watching Rich Lux the other day. I'm looking for a flat brush. Maybe I'll just use my finger. I was watching Rich Lux the other day here on YouTube. I'll link him down below. He's a fellow Houstonian. He was talking about James Charles, and I unfollowed James, gosh, a really, really long time ago, so I don't see his content. This is really nice. It lays really nice on top of that brown. But I do sometimes see commentators in their titles about James Charles, and I think Rich Lux is so freaking hilarious. Like, one of the videos was showing James doing cooking. He's doing cooking now on his show, and he was doing childhood like food from childhood nostalgic shows. Like, I think it was primarily Nickelodeon. He made the, what was it, like a taco with spaghetti inside of it. Sorry guys, my camera died, but we're back. So yeah, so James came out with a video talking about nostalgic childhood TV shows and their food. And if you don't know who James Charles is, that's okay. He was the first boy in beauty. He was the first cover boy. He is a YouTuber, and he also, even though I'm not a monetized channel, I don't want to use a word that YouTube doesn't like, but he likes little boys, right? And I don't mean little 8-year-olds, hopefully, but he kind of has a tendency to want to on the phone flirt with 14 through 18-year-olds. And I think at this point James is 22, and he has been called out and canceled for this behavior 2, maybe 3 times now. This last time that it happened really hit him hard, his channel really hit his channel and his reputation pretty hard. This last time is the time that I was like, okay, I'm done with that. When you're 19 and you're talking to a 17-year-old, okay, well, that's technically considered underage engagement. I'm just kind of that's close enough that they went to the same high school together, It's close enough. But when you're 20 talking to a 14-year-old, why? Why? Like, there's nothing that you have in common with this child. This is a child. This is like, what, an 8th grader? And you're college age? Stop. That's an issue. You know, when you're 22 talking to a 16-year-old, I don't care if it's boy on boy. That's still inappropriate. That's like, you're not at the, no, just no. And everyone agrees that that's no. So people are pretty upset that he has, you know, done this. I mean, James has even been accused of, I think the term is gay baiting, where he's like messaging and talking to straight boys. They've, you know, proclaimed that they're straight, and he is like trying to like coerce them and like coax them, I guess, into like experimenting with their sexuality with him after they've already expressed to him like they're not into that. And the people of the internet do not think that's very cool of James to do, obviously. Someone said, don't involve yourself with anything related to children. Another person tweeted, not surprising, you'd be doing a video based on a children's show. Another person tweeted, this is my favorite tweet. I know you got bills to pay and fans to please and content you gotta put out, but please try to refrain from framing your content around child anything. I'm sure you've been working hard to be on your best behavior since your 3rd or 4th cancellation in a row, but still, yes, I agree. James, leave little boys alone. Leave the kids alone. I'm just going to grab this Iconic London. I've just been using this to kind of bronze up and sculpt the face. I did receive this in a BoxyCharm. I have it in the shade Warm Bronze. It is their ultimate bronzing powder. And then for blush, I am going to go in with the Fit Me, I think it's just the Mauve, the Maybelline Fit Me Mauve shade. I'm going to use that for my blush. And then for highlight, I'm going to go in with the Beauty Bakery Milk and Honey Face Palette. And I'll probably do a combination of this champagne-y color and this more pinky color. And we're going to talk about Pat McGrath while I do that. So I feel like this is another super freaking petty situation. And it kind of, well, first I want to know what you guys think about it. I'm going to let you know what's going on. I'm going to see what you guys think about it, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about it. That's what we're going to do before I just start talking about my feelings. So Pat McGrath is suing Rose Inc., owned and co-founded by Rosie Huntington Whitley, I believe is how you say her name. She is a former Victoria's Secret model. She's a beautiful woman. And Pat McGrath is suing her and her company does have a parent company, Amarise. So Rose Inc., Rosie, and Amarise are all being sued. Okay, they're a unit. They're being sued. Rose Inc. has a blush that has the word divine within the name. So Pat is essentially saying, oh, no, you don't. Divine is my word. You cannot have a product with the word divine in it. I sue you. And of course, it's not Pat McGrath personally. Like, Pat McGrath the person isn't suing Rose Inc., but Pat McGrath the company is. And I'm sure Pat McGrath the person has a lot of say in what Pat McGrath the company does. Right? So to like brush it off as like Pat is like scotch-free of like the pettiness is just ridiculous, because no. While she does have a legal team and a marketing team, she still has a say in how they behave, right? So with that being said, Pat McGrath Cosmetics is saying that Divine is so much so associated with Pat McGrath Labs, the company, that when the consumer hears the word divine in association with cosmetics, their mind automatically goes to Pat McGrath Labs. Well, I'm here as a makeup consumer to proudly say that when I hear the word divine, I do not think of Pat McGrath Labs whatsoever. The only thing that I think of when I think of Pat McGrath Labs is how fucking expensive it is. That's all that I think of. Luckily, the owner, Rosie of Rose Inc. and Amarise are like, hold up. First of all, Pat, who do you think you are? And no, we're gonna fight this in the California court. Even if Rosie has to rename the Divine blush, which I think would just be so unfortunate. Like, what a bully of Pat McGrath to be like, you can't use that word, it's mine. And then make this small business owner change the name of an entire product. That means she has to change it on all of her packaging, all of the components, the unit cartons, and on the components, all of the stickers on her website. It's like, whatever. But it's just like, how freaking, like, who does Pat McGrath think she is? But who knows? Nothing's been decided yet. I hope the judge ultimately laughs in Pat McGrath's face and is like, who do you think you are? Because I'm gonna roll the tape. Look at all of the brands or products that a singular brand has with the marketing word divine in it. Here we go. So aside from Rosie over at Rose Inc., Pat McGrath has also decided to sue Jeffree Star. Yep, Jeffree Star Cosmetics is also being sued by Pat McGrath Labs for the use of the word fetish. Jeffree Star just released his banana fetish collection not too long ago, sometime April, earlier in May. It was recently, within the last month. And Pat McGrath is claiming, oh no, fetish is another word that only I can use. It's 'tis mine. So Pat McGrath is claiming that fetish is another word that's associated so strongly with the beauty brand that they don't want to cause any confusion to the consumer. I just feel like that is so absolutely ridiculously petty and a lame excuse to sue someone over a word. Now, I will say that they do have a lot of products with the word fetish, and while Jeffree Star Cosmetics and Jeffree Star himself are well known, in a way he is a small business, he's a small brand, a small business owner. He, you know, relies on his sales by people enjoying who Jeffree Star is for the most part. You know, when Jeffree Star is having a bad year and he's being canceled, his sales reflect. When Jeffree Star is on top and everyone trusts his word and he's the makeup god, he's making oodles and oodles each year in makeup. He relies on, you know, public perception of who he is. I just feel like Pat McGrath must like feel some type of way about herself, you know, because I feel like this is bully behavior. And I just really don't like a bully. I don't think it's very attractive when someone goes out of their way to try to be better than someone else or like to prove a point to someone. I mean, if they were like stealing like makeup ideas or, you know, packaging components or formulas or something, okay, then we could talk. But you're upset. You're coming for their wallet because they're using a word that you also have used, are using. No, dude. Could you imagine if like artists, like musical artists did that? No, I have a song named Divine. You can't have a song named Divine. You know how many songs I know that are titled Legend from freaking rappers who all think that they're legendary? You know what I mean? It's like, get out of town. This highlighter, I'm like, again, I'm mixing these two. It's called Oh Honey and Spoiler Alert. Oh, yes. I've never tried Pat McGrath Labs. Her makeup is, for me anyway, pretty expensive. And she's never come out with anything yet where I'm like, yes, I gotta spend $80 on that. This type of behavior makes me just want to be like, no, like I'm not spending my money someplace on someone who I just feel like that's ugly. But let me know what you think. Do you think it's totally in bounds for Pat McGrath to sue up everybody who uses the same name that she's used in her makeup products or her makeup collection? Do you think that that's just a little much? She needs to sit down. She needs to calm down. And we get it, Pat. You think you're special. You think you're great. Your makeup, from what I've seen and heard, people love it. It's top notch. It's bougie. But don't act like a bougie little bitch. You know what I mean? Okay, everybody. So for mascara, I use the CoverGirl Lash Blast Clean, the waterproof. Since this mascara came out, I have been obsessed with it. It's been about a year, maybe a year and a half now. I absolutely love this mascara. It's not a new favorite. I've been loving on it. But for my lips, I'm just using a lip oil, and typically day to day, that's what I do. I've got a ton of different shades, a ton of different flavors, a ton of different brands scattered throughout the house in every single purse. I have one in my car. I should probably take it out because it's getting a little hot now. But the one I have on today is from Item Beauty. It's their Lip Quip Lip Oil. It's in the shade Come Through. I love this. I think the packaging is really cute. It's really nice. It's really thin. Almost kind of feels like a water on your lips. It's really nice. I like it. Alright guys, well that's it for it today. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you're still here, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. I do appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content just like this one, do consider subscribing. If you feel inclined, do share this video so all of your friends and family can watch too. And without rambling on, I love you guys so much. Have a lovely week, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!